Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. To you, hopefully elect. A quick one. Dealing with a message for the women, for the ladies, right? Because I see through the spirit, the Lord is speaking out. Brothers are doing videos concerning you women. All right. So here's one for the ladies, because, one that gets these women, or I'll say you women, because again, I'm talking directly to the women on this one, so for you women out there, all right, a very hot topic, controversial topic, the infamous, concerning the infamous Isaiah 4:1 topic, right? I had a conversation with a brother the other day, and you see, when it comes to the mindset of the Heavenly Father, He's not biased, you see, because this society teaches you to have a bias towards women and children, while the men, for the most part, are on the back burner, all right? No one gives a shit about a man, especially a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian man, an Israelite man, all right? But the society has taught, it teaches us to put the women on a pedestal, these women on the pedestal, and to have a soft spot and whatnot. But again, the Lord doesn't give a damn about none of that, all right? Because these women out here, man, they're going to get it just as worse, just as worse. You see, and going back to the conversation that I was having with a brother the other day, because you see, just like how the Lord broke the Israelite man down, all right, how he dealt with the Israelite man, again, the fact that the society teaches the woman that she's special, pretty much, and you're going to find out the hard way that you're not special. All right. And now to balance it out, because, people swear up and down, other camps swear up and down that we're misogynistic and this and that. We hate women and this and that, when that's just not the truth. All right. We love women. Hell, even when it comes to 2/3 in general, those are still our people. Right. But, the fact that their mind is blinded right now, and it's just, hey, at the end of the day, to hell with them. So nothing's personal, all right? Nothing's personal, but you see, and that's the thing. The fact that, for the longest, it's always been about the man. The man ain't shit. The man ain't this, he ain't that. Like I said, how the Lord's dealing with us, how he's dealt with us, dealing with us, But the fact that now, over the years, the attention span, as far as that spirit of rebuke is getting on you women, or now you can't handle it. Now you can't deal with it. You see, like I said, it's always been about the man, how he needs to step up, how he needs to do this and do that, and but now the fact that the attention, that spirit of correction is getting on you women, you can't handle it. You can't deal with it. You see, and going back to the point that I was making, because again, you're not special. Now, I was making the point to balance things out, because like I said, we're not misogynists, all right? Or anything like that, all right? And in fact, we love women, we love women. And so much that the Lord, oftentimes he has to protect us from these women. Because Jake, man, that damn woman, Jake about the woman, man, Jake, that's one thing about Jake. Jake loved them some women, Jake loved Eve, man. And so much that the Lord has to protect us from Eve. All right, he has to protect us from our own self, because, hey, Jacob be willing to risk it all. Jacob be willing to say that, hey, but the Lord has to protect us from ourselves, especially when it comes to these women. So we love women. That's not the point. All right, we love women. We're not misogynists or anything like that. But nevertheless, truth is truth. All right, the truth is truth. And I was making the point, or going to make the point that as far as a woman's role, all right, it's beautiful. The role that you women have to play, it's a beautiful role. But as far as being on the forefront and things of that nature, that lot was allotted to the man. You see, it's not to say that women don't have their place. Just like us Israelite men, we have our place. We have our place. All right. And you women have your place as well. And when you play your roles, what you were created for, all right, when you serve your purpose, it's beautiful. You see, so that's just to balance things out. All right. Because like I said, your women are going to find out that you're not special. All right. You're not all that in a bag of potato chips, man. So like I was saying, the same way the Lord had to deal with us harshly, we had to learn the hard way. Well, what makes you women think that you're again, what makes you think that you're special, that you're just exempt from judgment, unless you're dealing with a man of Yahweh Shemal Shai, unless you're one of those elect ladies. All right. But even with that, you're still going to have to be humble. You're still going to have to be humble. And that's the thing. That's what's coming. All right. Because speaking of the infamous, the notorious Isaiah 4. Now, verse 1 is not the point, but I'm going to go ahead and start at verse 1 and Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Because there was a point in time when, again, women understood their roles. They understood their purpose. All right. Because the fact that the majority of you women have adapted the mindset, you fell for the juice. All right. You've been tricked. You've been beguiled that you don't need a man. And, even more so, as far as having children, because there was a point in time when, you read about our foremothers, how they were desperate to bear children, because that was the, hey, you read about certain of our foremothers, they had the attitude, hey, man, give me a child lest I die. Right. Our foremothers, they had this level of understanding, and they knew their purpose, their role. But even with that being said, in this society, all right, because for women to have children, a woman should have a bunch of children, 3, 4, or 5 children. But even more so, it's a money grab. It's a money grab. Whether it be, you get benefits from the government, big daddy government. All right, whether it's to hold the man, the father of those children up on child support, you get child support and alimony and all those other things. Nevertheless, it's all a money grab. So you see, you women, man, you've forgotten your purpose, you've forgotten your role, and the time's going to come when you are humbled, because make no mistake about it, you will be humbled. All right, you will be humbled, and you're going to be begging the man of Yahweh Shemal Shai to take away your reproach, that shame. All right, you see, because listen, when Yahweh Shemal Shai strips you of everything, all right, and because that's the thing with the Lord, man. He knows how to break you, man. All right. And that's what he's done with the men. All right. That's what the Lord has done with brothers. He's broken brothers down to the smallest denominator, I'll say. Well, again, what makes you women think that you're any special? All right. What makes you women think that you're any special, that you're any different, that you're not going to get humbled? You see, the Lord's going to strip you down to your smallest denominator, man, to the smallest unit, and you're going to be seen for who you really are. All right, and in that day, it's going to hit you, man. Like damn, it's going to hit you, man, like a shit ton of bricks. But reading on, it says, "In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious. And another point, Slaki, in verse 1, because like I said again, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. You see, because that again, the infamous, the notorious, right? You know, which a lot of you women, the majority of you women, you know, you can damn nearly be in agreement when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to this truth, except for this one thing that a man, just the fact that because, you know, a lot of brothers for the most part don't practice, you know, having multiple women. It's just not expedient, but to each his own, you know. But just the fact that a man is allowed, all right, is there's nothing wrong with the man having multiple women. Just that fact alone, that's going to be a stumbling block for a lot of you women. And a lot of women are going to end up dying horrible deaths because of this simple fact that a man can deal with multiple women. You see, but it's a big deal now, you know. But listen, when the tides turn, all right, when the tides turn, when the tables turn, all right, you know, you're going to be looking back like, damn, you know, I was tripping, you know, I was tripping. Because in fact, you know, when you're all broken down to your smallest denominator, all right, to your smallest, when you're humbled, all right, you know, and this is something that I tell my demon all the time, because, you know, hey, you know, I tell her straight up, you, because my demon, she's one of those, you know, as far as the scriptures, there's no problem. But when it comes to this topic, I tell her ass all the time. You know, I break it down to her ass all the time. You know, you always tripping, and because you know, you can see that demon, man. That demon comes out when you mention Isaiah 4:1. You can see it. You know, you can see it. If you're out and about with your demon, and another woman looks at you, all right, another chick is checking you out or whatever. You know, your rib is looking at you. You can just see that demon. You can see it. You can sense it. You can feel it. It's just that demon comes out, man. Those demons come out. You know, and I tell this demon all the time, you know, as much of as big as it seems to you, you know, you want to make a big deal about this. You want to make a big deal about this shit, right? But I tell her all the time, man, I need you to be in point, because listen, I can imagine Lord wanting not be that number. And I tell her too, hey, because I don't know if you're going to make it or not, you know, and I can care less. You know, because that's the thing. Hey, your spot is replaceable. So, but to try to get a benefit of the doubt, give her the benefit of the doubt, I tell her, hey, in case you make it, hey, the time's going to come. Because listen, we're not in the business of chasing. We don't have to chase shit. You know, it's going to come. It's all going to come. And I tell brothers this from time to time, like, hey, be ready. Be ready for when it comes. You know, be ready. You know, you're going to have women showing up at your door. A group of women showing up at your door, like, how'd you find my address? Knocking on your door and shit. How'd you find my address? How'd you find out where I live? Showing up at your job, you know, stuff like that. You know, and I tell this demon all the time, you know, because hey, as far as I don't have time to be breaking things down to, you know, what I like and, you know, what needs to be done and this and that. That's your job, you know. If you're going to be the head wife, that's your job, you know. And I can see more and more in the spirit, she's getting that I can see, like, it's resonating with her spirit more. Like, man, as much as she don't like it, as much as I don't like the shit, this nigga is right. You know, I can see it in her. Like, she's more and more, she's getting it. You know, whether she likes it or not, more and more she's starting it's starting to get through her thick skull. Like, man, this nigga he might be right. You know, this nigga might be right. I know that's what she's thinking. You know, because I don't have time for that shit. You know, as far as, hey, this is what I like. No, that's her job. I tell her, that's your job. You know, and if it's not, then, hey, well, someone else will step up to the plate. Either or. I can care less. You know, but I even go as far as to tell her, hey, that you tripping now. You want to make a big deal about this now. But listen, the time's going to come. You're going to be bringing me women. You know, because like I said, and I always say, man, there's more important things, there's bigger fish to fry, you know. And just speaking as a man, I can say, you know, that there's going to come a time when, like I said, these women are going to have that understanding. And I'm talking about during Jacob's trouble, you know, because in the kingdom, listen, everyone's going to be in their right mind. You know, ain't going to be no problem. You women are not going to have any problem, all right, with your husband, sharing your husband. But I believe that even before that takes place, on this side, when all hell breaks loose, you know, there's some women going to come to that understanding, like, man, I was making a big deal about this shit. You know, like, I'm sorry, my Lord. And, you know, here I brought you a few, you know, I brought you some women, you know, some concubines. You know, I'm confident in that. You know, and I tell my demon straight up, hey, the time's going to come when you're going to be looking back on this shit and you're going to be tripping. You're going to be thinking to yourself, like, man, I was tripping, you know. And in fact, you're going to be bringing me women. I tell her that straight up. You're going to be bringing me women, you know, because, you know, women out here, man, they think that brothers are just out here, you know, exercising their rights, right? You know, nah, man. Listen, like I said, we're not in the business of chasing. We don't have to chase shit. It's going to come naturally. It's going to come naturally, you know, because, you know, with these women, man, well, with you women, because, again, this one's for the ladies, right? For you women, this is like, for whatever reason, sharing your husband is like the worst thing. You know, that's like the worst case scenario. You know, something I don't understand, I don't get. It's just like you know, for whatever reason, you can't fathom in your mind, oh, this is my husband. That's my man. No, he's not your man. You're his woman. All right. You are his property. You belong to him. He doesn't belong to you. You're his woman. All right. You're his woman, man. You know, but reading on, because this is why you women have to be humble, man. Just like the Lord deals with brothers. All right, the Lord humbles his men, right? Reading on in Isaiah 4:3, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. Verse 4 is the point. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. So you see, you know, talking about Israel altogether, all right, you know, but hey, even you women, you know, single-handedly, you're going to be purged. And like I said, by the spirit of judgment, right, and by the spirit of burning, because majority of you women are not going to make it, all right? Majority of you women are not going to make it, and that's fortunately unfortunate for you, all right, because listen, we're to a point we can care less. We don't give a damn. Like I said, you know, there's more important fish to fry. There's bigger things to deal with. You know, there's bigger things to deal with. Brothers, like I said, brothers ain't, you know, just because we're not going off by dealing with multiple women. But listen, that's for the most part, man. That's the last thing on brothers' mind right now. You know, that's the last thing on brothers' mind. You women think that all brothers care about is chasing women, and nah, man. You know, and even with that, you're not necessarily our woman. You know, the fact that you've dealt with multiple men, you know, so that should be an even more humbling, should come with a more humbling spirit, knowing that you're defiled, right? That's why, like I said in verse 1, hey, because listen, if you women, like I said in verse 1, if we would eat our own bread, wear our own clothes, listen, you better come with something. Because again, just like we had to be humbled, and listen, we don't deserve the Lord. We don't deserve the Lord. All right. You know, we don't deserve the Lord. And the Lord gives us a taste of that. All right. You know, he gives us a small taste of reality. All right. By dealing with you women. You know, because again, you women are polluted. You're corrupted. You're tainted. You know, you're tainted, man. And that's just it's a hard pill to swallow, but that's why you women have to come even more humble. You know, it's so bad that even dealing with a virgin, you know, her mind is still penetrated. Her mind is still corrupted, especially if she grew up here in the West. You know, so, you know, it's a lose-lose, you know, it's a lose-lose. So that's why, as far as you women, your attitude should be, well, what can I do? How can I forward this man's enterprise? You know, How can I add on to his legacy and what he's got going on? That should be your attitude. You see, just the same way, because listen, we are the Lord's woman, all right? And again, that's why, like I use the example, the Lord gave us a small taste of how he felt, how we did him, all right, through dealing with you women. You see, dealing with you women, man. You know, the Lord gave us a small taste of how we did him, you know? So the same way we have the mindset of, well, hey, what can I do? You know, because listen, and I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago, touching on just how, hey, man, we're obsessed with this. We're obsessed with this truth. We're obsessed with Yahweh Shema Shai. We're constantly looking to how can I do better? How can I grow? How can I improve? You know, constantly praying wisdom, knowledge, understanding. We're praying for more faith, just constantly in that spirit of how can we please the Lord? How can we satisfy the Lord? Because he's our husband. And you women ought to come in that same like-minded manner, that same spirit. Like, what can I do? How can I forward his enterprise? You know, what new meals can I cook for him? What, you know, come with something. Because listen, a pretty face and a fat ass, that shit don't mean nothing at this point. You know, brothers beyond that. You know, box is box. You know, brother. You know, man can get boxed anywhere. You know, a man can get boxed anywhere. All right. And even with that being said, because, you know, women getting all these BBLs and all that makeup, all that shit's going to come to nothing. Because, again, when the Lord strips you and you're seen for who you really are, because, listen, in Jacob's trouble, ain't going to be no eyelashes, wearing eyelashes and makeup and fake nails. All that shit's going to be done away with, man. All that shit's going to be done away with. No weave, none of that shit. Like I said, you women are going to get humbled, man. So that's why you better pick up a trade, man. You know, you better find something. You know, something that's useful. Because listen, the women gonna have to be extra on point. All right, because hey, listen, it's already to a point. Because like I said, Isaiah 4:1 again, man. You know, we shall wear our own clothes, eat our own bread. Listen, it's to a point now. I know for me personally, I know how to cook. All right, I wash my own clothes. I can sew. I could do for myself. I don't need a woman. So it's just to a point. It's just, you know, what can you do for me? That's the question. If I do end up talking to a chick, you know, in a roundabout way, it's just like, what, you know, what can this woman, what can she do for me, man? You know, what can she do for me? That's, you know, I might be talking to a chick and just in the back of my mind, what can this woman do for me? Because listen, that pretty face, that shit don't mean nothing. You know, that shit don't mean nothing for me personally. You know, big breasts and, you know, it's all a plus, but listen, what can you do for me? All right. You know, what can you do for me? Right? So that's why you women are going to have to be extra on point. You're going to have to come with something, man. You know, you're going to have to come with something. But I'm going to get this because like I made the point, you know, you women are tripping now about the whole infamous, notorious Isaiah 4:1 and brothers dealing with multiple women. Listen, there's going to come a time when you're going to be looking back and, you know, like, damn, I was tripping, you know. Because a lot of you women, let's just be honest, you know, especially if you have an Israelite man, an Israelite husband, you know, you done that man wrong, you know. You done that man wrong, man. Put that man through all type of hell, you know. And another thing that I tell my demon, my little Satan, I tell her straight up, listen, there's going to come a time when I believe the Lord's going to put the spirit on this woman, right? This demon. The Lord's going to put the spirit on her, man, to just reflect like, damn, I really put this man through hell. And as an act of repentance or to gain my favor or whatever, hey, she's going to be bringing me women. You know, I believe that wholeheartedly. You know, she's going to be bringing me women as an act of, hey, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, Lord, my Lord, you know, here, I got you a couple of, you know, I already told them what the deal was, gave them the rundown. You know, you should be good, right? And this is something that, hey, our foremothers did. I'm going to get this example here in Genesis 16:1, starting at 1. Now, Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai, because Like I said, Sarah, she couldn't have children, so she took one of her handmaids and gave it to her husband. She gave it to her husband, man. Which by default, the children that came out of Hagar would be Sarah's. Since Hagar was Sarah's handmaid. But nevertheless, the point being, this is coming back. All right, this is coming back. Like I said, we don't have to chase. It's going to come. It's going to come naturally. Whether these women recognize brothers on the streets, or these women showing up to brothers' houses, cribs, jobs, or whatnot, or hey, you women are gonna just straight up be bringing women to your husband. Either way. So and like I said, because this is the last thing on brothers' mind. As far as chasing women, we can care less about that right now. All right, it's gonna come. It's going to come. You see, but I'm going to read that again in Genesis 16:2. And Sarai, which means my princess, Sarah, when you go into a princess and it's in the Sarai, it makes it my princess, right? Because there's no queens in Israel, all right? There's no queens, all right? Which technically, if you want to be honest, most of you women are, queens. Because a queen goes back to basically a whore. All right. And you see, like I was making the point earlier, why you women, man, you really need to humble yourselves down. All right. Because, like I said, dealing with any man outside of your husband, that technically makes you a whore. It technically makes you a whore. You see, but, through the spirit and mercies of Yahweh Shema Shah, because even the scriptures talk about that, how a lot of these, because like they even say, as far as prostitution, man, it's, that's one of the longest, professions. And some women, due to unfortunate circumstances, they kind of it's like they don't really have a choice but to turn to prostitution. All right. But even with that being said, and this is crazy because you have a lot of prostitutes, all right, who do it, for the most part, because they need to, for the most part. It's not, something that they want to do necessarily. They're ashamed of it. They have for the most part, a more humble spirit than a lot of these proud ass whores. Talk about these what do you call it? These OnlyFans models and shit like that. A lot of these prostitutes, man, they do it because, like I said, due to unfortunate circumstances, they really don't have a choice. And for women in that matter, in that, type of situation, that have that humble spirit, man, they're ashamed of what they do and just stuff like that, man. A lot of them are going to be saved, a lot of them are going to make it. A lot of them have a better opportunity than Jake in general. The scriptures talk about that. A lot of their chances are better than a lot of Jake out here, man. Because it's all about the spirit, the attitude that you come in. You see, man. But like I said, nevertheless, if you dealt with a man, any man outside of your husband, well, technically that makes you a whore. But through the mercies of Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's why to the sisters out there, hey, whatever you're doing, keep doing. Keep praying, asking for repentance, be humble. A lot of the women that, sincere women we don't know about, we don't hear about, well, hey, just continue to sit back and be patient. Your time is coming. The Lord will match you up with a man if you don't have one already, a man of the Lord. The Lord knows. The Lord knows all things. Well, going back to Genesis 16:2 again. And Sarai said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his wife. So you see, all right, And that's coming back, you know, that's coming back. You know, believe it or not, a lot of you women are going to be bringing other women and concubines to your husband, to your man. All right. Believe it or not, this is coming back. You know, and I know a lot of women hear that, and, you know, you start getting the attitude and the neck rolling and I ain't finna. Well, that's why a lot of you women are going to find out the extremely painful, hard way. All right. A lot of you women aren't going to make it off of this simple fact, man. And, you know, because like I said, a woman, she can be down for the truth. She can be in agreement with the scriptures. But it's just this one thing. That one thing, man. You know, that one little thing. That one little thing. And I say this all the time because a man dealing with multiple women, listen, it's going to benefit your dumb ass more than the man itself. Believe it or not. It's going to be more beneficial for you than him. But y'all will find out, you know. Y'all will find out. Hey, the Lord deals with it. Because like I said, the Lord is, like the scripture said, we're the Lord's wife. So in a sense, the Lord has multiple wives that he's dealing with. You know. And hey, through the Spirit, hey, Lord wonder what our number. Hey, we wait our turn. You know, we wait our turn, man. Because, you know, hey. Because you women, hey, you just got to wait your turn, you know, because, you know, sometimes it feels like the Lord ain't dealing with us and things of that nature. Well, there's other wives to tend to. You see, there's other wives to tend to. You see, so, hey, just wait your turn. Just wait, you know. He'll come around to you. You know, he'll come around. You know. But yeah, man, like I said, I seen that the Spirit was, you know, getting on brothers, man, to get on you women. And it's a spirit. Before I end off, it's a spirit because I was going to do this the other day. I was going to do this video the other day because I was meditating on this topic all week. But I just so happened to watch Doom, the part 2 last night. And I told brothers in the chat, because there's an Isaiah 4:1 moment, you know, where you know, Eve, man, she couldn't deal with it. You know, she couldn't deal with it, man. She couldn't deal with the fact, you know, she was in that attitude, hey, this is my man. And, you know, when it came down to it, she ain't like that. She ain't like it, you know. She ain't like it. So that's just cold, you know. But nevertheless, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to you. How about Shema Shai? Shalom to you. Hopefully, like.